De Britse auteur Blake Morrison bracht een bezoek aan Nederland ter gelegenheid van de vertaling van zijn nieuwste boek Ten Zuiden van de rivier. Wij spraken hem in zijn hotel.
Some people are Sunday painters. Nat was a Friday writer. Mondays to Thursdays he gave to his students, and weekends to his family, but Fridays were for him. Attic time, he called it, since that's where he sat, at home, under the eaves, in his own headspace, struggling to preserve something of himself for posterity. Less gifted colleagues used their free days for academic research. Nat was a creator. If only Deborah had been less generous a hostess. The pain behind his eyes reminded him of the last vodka she'd poured him, though there were surely other unremembered vodkas after that. He felt like curling up in the basement. The whole electorate must be the same, he thought, a people at one in alcoholic stupor. He felt like shit. As a rule, politics didn't interest him. That's why you're so keen on Tony Blair, his friend Harry had taunted him last night. He's not interested in politics either. Stuff Harry. This was history being made. After 18 years, the old blue blood blister had finally burst. So it's set between 1997 and 2002, and it follows these 5 characters through that period. And we have, on the first day, is May the 2nd, 1997, where everybody's waking up in a new Britain under Blair, with, in Nat's case, a very bad hangover as well.
Would you agree if I would say that this novel is about hopes and disillusion? You know, on a very grand scale, of course, it's about much more. But
yeah, I think so. I mean, that was a particular moment of hope in Britain. A young political leader, a new government with a huge majority. We just didn't know what was going to happen. Anything could have happened. What happened, of course, amongst other things, was Iraq, and that's got to be a hugely disillusioning experience. But I guess you could say that's also a symbol of what it's like for many of us just to be alive. I mean, you begin in hope and youth and gladness, and gradually
declines.
Right, there is a decline.
But then you've got the fox, and I was wondering, was the fox immediately on your mind when you started writing this novel?
Oh yeah.
Was the fox already there?
The fox was the first thing.
Yeah.
The fox was there before Tony Blair. I have foxes in my backyard. I mean, that's where they began. In my suburban house in South London, it's full of foxes, and urban foxes are part of the reality of contemporary Britain today. And also, the fox, as it happened, became part of the political story of Britain because of the attempt to ban fox hunting, or successful attempt to ban fox hunting during the Blair era. So somehow I was already obsessed with foxes, and then they became part of the story of the Blair years. So it all sort of merged together, and very happily for me, because what I thought was going to be is a series of stories in some way about foxes, in the sense of fairy tales and this magical creature and so on, actually became realistic. The fox isn't a symbol; it's a reality.